Hey everybody, Brian here from quantlabs.net. I just wanted to show you my database. I tried to use Postgres as the backend for this system. I've had glorious success with C with Postgres, but moving it into Java to test the connectivity was just pure hell. I don't know, just the presentation of the different drivers, different versions, I just couldn't be bothered monkeying with it. So I resorted to my backup, which was going to be MySQL. Now, before I continue doing that, I want to make sure I could still connect into MySQL using my three languages of choice right now: Java, C, and Matlab. So the first test I'm going to show you is Matlab. Let me just show you the basics of what we're looking at right now. Okay, so I've posted some instructions on my blog how to install MySQL. Installing MySQL on Ubuntu Linux is very easy. In my case, I'm just on the command line here. I've got my user. I've got to set up a root user with a password of a very secure that nobody will ever know and will never be able to hack into, right? So we're able to get in there. Let me just show you my databases I've set up through the different tutorials I've gone through. The one we're going to test with is this one right here, the test DB. So we're going to use test DB. Okay, this is all SQL standard, and I'm going to show you the tables. Okay, there you go. So we're using cars. So if I do a select star on cars, now just so everybody knows, the name of this table is case sensitive. Okay, it has to be uppercase C and then ARS for it to work. So works fine. Now, after my research with Matlab, was not able to do this in Windows. Don't ask me why, but with this version of Matlab in my Linux, I was able to get it up and running, no problem. Okay, so what do I got to do? Okay, so if I go into my history, or let me just close my current connection. Okay, so here, as you can see here, this will connect into the database. Okay, you need to, as part of the instructions for this to work, you need to install your JDBC driver, the MySQL connector, in the Java class path. So as you can see here, the Java class path, which is just Java class path, okay, is this. So I've set that up. I posted instructions how to do that, and that is critical. So we can now set up our connection into the database, okay, using what I just showed you on the command line or the console. Here's the name of the database: testdb, user root, the highly secure password, the location of where that JDBC driver is for MySQL, as well as the standard location of the database for the server. We're using JDBC as the protocol, MySQL, the database, and then of course using localhost and the name of the database of testdb. Hooray for that. Okay, so the next step is to do a query on cars. Okay, so we can do that, but we have to. I'm just setting up a string for queries, and then what we're going to do is we are going to fetch. Okay, so we can get the fetch, and there's our value of X right there. Works fine. Great, awesome. All right, so that is that for the world of Matlab. So let me show you our Java. Now with Java, of all the languages, this is the pure ugliest language to work with. You got all these stupid jar files to work with. I try to make my life simpler as much as possible. So I'm not a huge fan of Java anymore. Actually, when you look at the example I'll show you and see how much easier it is, you'd be quite surprised. Again, I've got these tutorials that I'll post on my blog, or I'll post on my blog, so this will help you out. I'll also post up all the source code, make it available for my members. All right. So, as I said, MySQL is probably going to be the one I'm going to work with. I do prefer Postgres. And as we wait for our NetBeans to load up, which is the IDE, the Integrated Development Environment for Java, that's what I'm using. There's Eclipse as well and a few other ones. But as we wait for our NetBeans to load up, okay. So we have here MySQL test, this project here. Okay, so we're just waiting. I think that my Matlab session's chewing up a lot of memory. All right. Maybe I should just go to my C examples. Okay, why don't we do that? I'll show you my C examples. Okay, so if I go to my default directory, MySQL test, I've got here a variety of source files. Okay, well, forget that. You can see I'm just flying by the seat of my pants here, trying to entertain everybody. Okay, so we've got our Java. It's going to take a little bit to scan all the projects and whatever it's doing. Okay, do we have access now? Okay, so here is the file I want to show you, the Java program. I've already set up the project. It has the dependency of the driver, the correct one of version 5.123. For those that are new to this, if you come under NetBeans, go under tools, go under libraries. Now, I had some problems with this, but all you have to do is click on this MySQL JDBC driver, and that should automatically, and go OK, and then that should automatically populate and install the that particular connector jar file into your Java project, and then you can start importing all your necessary MySQL calls and methods and all that. So basically what we got here is it's a little modified from the tutorial. We have our main. We instantiate the MySQL class, which is pretty well the class in itself right here. All right, so from there what we do is once we instantiate it, we just read the database. So come in here, read the database, set up our driver info, our credentials I just talked about, the location, the user and password, as well as needs to create a statement. Once that gets set up, we get a result set. We execute the statement of, in this case, select star from feedback. So if I go into my database here, so if I go show databases, this is a totally different database. Show databases. Okay, so it looks like we have another database here called feedback. Okay, so if I go show tables, you can see we have these things called comments. So if I do a select star from comments, we get one comment. So basically that's how this is connecting into. So we're going to execute that similar query on the feedback database on the tables of comments table. We're also going to insert into the database all our necessary information of test, email, blah, 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 blah. And then we do another select statement, and then we execute our query. So obviously we execute the insert first, Do a select, let me do a delete, select, and then do another select star from the Commons database. All right, so that's generally what we've got. So let me just run it. Do a usual build. I think I need to build this puppy. Okay. Okay, let me just, shouldn't have to do this. But hopefully this will run. I don't know what I've changed. Clean and build. Okay. Java is just such a wonky language now. So it's doing a clean of some kind. Build failed. Wow, I didn't get this before. MySQL. Oh, it worked fine before. It's not going to change it. The following error queue. Copying. Let me break that. Hey, okay, so for whatever reason, it's not building, but I just want to show you that this is running somehow. The mysteries of Java, but it is running. As you can see, it is retrieving the latest info from the database in MySQL, so it's connecting. All right, so let's move on to the next demo. On the command line. Everybody, just wanted to show you the next language is C. Got it all the tutorial from here, works perfectly, and I'll show you some of the apps. Okay. So there's a variety of different examples here. So if I load up my version.c, very simple little app. Now, just so you know, if you're not familiar with C, it does walk you through the compile process. In this tutorial, how to set up MySQL for this particular example, but you'll find that you will find the compile command using the GCC. Where is it? Might help if I just search for it. GCC. Okay, so this is one example right here. So you will need to download a library, and the nice thing about it is with C, you can use the apt-get install in the particular library, and it'll automatically install the library you need in C and install into the appropriate directory. And that's all you need to worry about, unlike in Java. Okay, so knowing that, we have here this version.c program. Compile it, link it, all that. Very simple. It's going to spit out the client version of MySQL. A couple other ones. If you want to do a create a DB, it's very easy. Same thing. All you're doing is just connecting in using typical string MySQL connection, and if there's a problem, spit out the error, and then if you do make a connection, create the database, whatever it is, and that's pretty well it. And you close the connection, and your uncle's, was it Bob's your uncle? Create .db runs fine. Can't create the test DB because it already exists. We got that. Next one we can look at is an insert DB. So in this case we are inserting set drop cars, same connection as before. Drop the table cars, and it'll reinsert all this data, and then close and exit. That's it. So let me just load up my MySQL. Yeah, so here's my MySQL here. Show databases. Okay, so I'm going to use, I guess, test DB again. Or am I? Okay, let me just see what database tables we have. Cars, and I believe that's what we're doing here. Where's my gedit? Yeah, so we're inserting cars, and yeah. So let me just get out of that. You can do your usual compile, and then we just run it. Insert DB, and if I go back into my MySQL, you wouldn't think that nothing's really changed, but there were no errors produced. So yes, remember I said it's very case sensitive. So there you go. All right, so let me show you another C program. We'll retrieve a database. Okay, this will be the last of it. All right, so all we're going to do is probably just go in, connect into the database with our credentials before, and then select our star from cars and print them out. That's it. Pretty simple. And as you can imagine, it will work. There you go. So there you go. So we have 3 languages that connect into MySQL examples. I'll provide all the source code available, including the Matlab code as well, Java and the C. Slightly modified, but all the tutorials and links should work. Good luck. May the force be with you.